4-point core concepts of Ice Crash build. It hath been requested, dear viewers, that I add dialogue to my build videos. It has also been requested that I slow things down a bit and break down the core concepts of my build. So this is my slow breakdown video with dialogue featuring my Ice Crash build's endgame gear. This is going to be less of a video and more of a PowerPoint lesson in how I play PoE. Who knows, maybe you'd like to play the same way I play. The choice is yours, of course. But all ways to play that are not my way are obviously wrong, and I will not be convinced otherwise. LOL, let's begin. Point 1. Why play Ice Crash in the Secrets of the Atlas expansion when everyone else is playing the new hotness, Volcanic Fissure of Snaking? Well, it is simple really. Everyone sees the new fancy skill and thinks cool, new and fancy. I think it is uncontrollable screen vomit. However, for me, the newer and fancier thing is the mercs themselves. When you think mercs, you immediately think Aurabot, and yes, that is cool. Even I chose my merc for his Wrath aura. However, because of mercs, there is something else we can effectively do solo now that we've never been able to do before, at least to my knowledge. When I think mercs, I think elemental ailments, baby. I think damn, I can generate all 6 unique elemental ailments effectively solo, just by giving my merc a hat and some cold damage items. Why is this exciting AF? Some of you immediately understand, but for everyone else, keep watching. Point 2. How and why does your Ice Crash build do so much damage with virtually all points in defense? Good question. And if you are asking this question, then you are on the cusp of understanding the true joy of PoE. Multiplication. You see, the number of elemental ailments we can effectively inflict can significantly multiply our elemental damage dealt if we use 1 or 2 of the vendor recipe-enabled unique ring, the Taming. I chose rings that are plus 37% extra elemental damage per elemental ailment on the target, times 2 ring slots 74%, times 6 ailments for 444% extra elemental damage. Now if we factor in that a level 20 Ice Crash skill converts 100% physical damage to cold damage and has the highest effectiveness of added damage in the game, or 611.6%. And we know that PoE considers flat elemental damage on weapons and gear added damage. To exploit the math even further, we allocate the Keystone Precise technique, giving us 40% more multiplicative damage as long as we keep our accuracy number above our health number, and put 1 point into rage on melee hit, which will give us an additional 30% multiplicative damage at max rage. Will we see these numbers in game? Nope, but will we feel these compounding interest numbers while playing? Especially while face tanking hordes of enemies? Yes, absolutely. Point 3. How do you get all 6 elemental ailments? First, our ailments are strong because we deal high elemental damage. But how do we inflict the ailments even without specializing into critical strike? Well, Rashkaldor Amulet guarantees we get freeze, shock, ignite each time we hit. Legacy of Fury scorches everything around us at all times. And a transfer attuned rare spirit shield with an implicit like mine applies sap when we block enemy damage. I recently acquired one for my build with 35 chaos resist, high int, plus ES, % spell block, plus % recovered life on block, and added some armor and some off-color sockets to it via the crafting bench to suit my needs. And finally, for brittle, I just gave my mercenary a Gale Sight with 50% inflict brittle chance and a ton of added cold damage items. It is quite fun. Don't worry that you only see 5 ailment boxes under the enemy's names. Burning is graphically visible on the monster character models as fire and doesn't have an icon. Point 4. How and why is your Ice Crash build so tanky with just common/cheap unique items? People say layer your defenses a lot when talking about defense in PoE, but don't explain anything. You want to know what layer your defenses really means? It means all of them. It means get all the defenses you can possibly get, or for sure be screwed over by something unexpected late game. You need all of them, so get all of them, period. What are defenses, you ask? I recommend maxing out the following as much as possible, ordered by how strong I believe they are in PoE. Max life/energy shield, max all elemental resists, high life/energy shield regeneration, as many endurance charges as you can get, % spell block chance, % block chance, plus #life/ES on block, plus % life/ES recovery on block, % spell suppression chance, life leech, high armor, high evasion, high energy shield, high chaos resist. This is my level 92 Teapot, Ice Crash Jugg with finalized gear in the Mercenary/Secrets of the Atlas League. Additional build notes. I don't actually use Petrified Blood yet, but might try it. KM's Heart provides life lost by not using rares. Low armor KM's is compensated for by Jugg double armor ascent. Val's Vision plus Immortal Flesh synergizes with plus 40% regeneration Jugg ascend. Amulet anointed with Divine Judgment for plus 50% additional elemental DMG. It is expensive to quality res but not necessary to cap resists, just to overcap them. The Surrender unique shield is good until you find a sapping shield. Put Ice Crash in the gloves that add LV30 added lightning, plus 500 base lightning DMG is huge. Buy gloves with 4 red sockets, it will save you many chromatic orbs trying to off-color. This build doesn't need a mana flask. It has enough skill cost reduction and mana regeneration. Also, since we are using a 4-link, pseudo 5-link, our initial skill cost is very low. Buy the highest total DPS Rebuke of the Vol blade you can. The Rebuke of the Vol is likely the best possible weapon for this build. A final upgrade to go for would be Awaken Multi-Strike support. Final levels should probably go into Spell Suppression, Chaos Resist, or Elemental Damage. This character without cosmetics looks like Wild Rainbow Peacock Vomit. If this video gets comments from 10 different people, I will post an image of my character without cosmetic overrides.